Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome back to the channel. And in today's video, I'm going to show you guys how to balance a gimbal. A gimbal was something in my last video that I said was a new piece of equipment that I got to use on a documentary series when I started working on it. If you didn't see that video, catch it up here and make sure you go check that out and then come back and check out this video. This video is kind of straightforward. There's a million of these videos out there, but I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an insight on how to balance a gimbal. Now, right now I've already perfectly balanced it. I'm gonna mess it up to kind of show you guys how it is when it like maybe comes out of the box or something like that. It's pretty straightforward. It takes a little bit of practice, but basically what we're doing is we're balancing a few different axes, or axes, I think is the right terminology. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4 different spots that we have to adjust on here to get it perfectly balanced. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kind of mess all of them up just a little bit to kind of show you what happens when it's not balanced. Alright, put this one back. This actually, step 1 in all gimbals. Again, this video is going to relate to most all gimbals out there. They're all pretty much the same. They all have kind of the same tweaks and modifications that you need to do to stabilize one of these things. So the first thing you want to do is you want to put your camera together. So you want to have your battery, your SD card, anything that's going to be in full use of the camera. You want your lens cap off. Obviously, even the slightest bit of weight will kind of throw off the balance. So make sure that your camera is set up how you want to. Most of these gimbals handle a fairly okay payload, but you don't want to get too heavy with them. It puts too much strain on the motor, and that's not good. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to put on your plate that slides into your gimbal mechanism. This one, I'm using an 18 to 270 lens just for the weight distribution portion of this. Obviously, I probably wouldn't be shooting on like a 270. Most of the time it's gonna be wide, 18, 24, something like that. 35 maybe to do some cool slide shots or something like that. But so the first step is you wanna put the plate on. You wanna screw it in to offset whatever kind of lens you're using. So if you're using something that's really a front heavy lens, you're gonna want the screw all the way in the back of the plate, vice versa if the lens is smaller or lighter. My Canon here has the pretty much all the way back in the 6 number notch on this, and it's going to slide in here on the gimbal. First step is we want to balance it forwards and backwards. So I'm going to start. All right, so right now it's wanting to lean forward. So what I want to do is I want to make micro adjustments in getting it into a position that is going to work for me. So what I do is I kind of tighten it down, not all the way, just enough to where when I push it, it doesn't move it a whole bunch. What I need to do is it's almost there, but I think I need to go back just a little bit. It's pretty good. See, it's still leaning forward a little bit, so that's pretty good there. So now that it's not doing this or doing that, I'm going to tighten down the plate screw, and that will handle that. So the next one that I do is I do this axis. So you want to lean it up, and you see how it wants to come back down. Well, we need to change that. So right here on this pin, we want to make sure that it's loose, and then I tighten it, like I said, back almost all the way, just to where it gives me a little resistance when I make my changes. But I want to push it up, still wanting to fall forward, so I'm gonna push it back some more. See, now it's too much back the other way. And these adjustments are really, really small. Okay, I got that there. See, it's not going forwards or backwards when in the up position, so I wanna lock that in there. Now this gimbal that I'm using is the Zhiyun Crane 2. There are some more updated gimbals that have locks for these positions, like you can lock them and they won't unscrew or anything like that. But this one doesn't have it, but as long as you're just careful, it works no problem. The next one that I want to do is the left and the right. So as you can see, it's wanting to tilt all the way over here. So that's this back one here. You want to loosen that. Again, tighten it back just a little bit, and then start adjusting it. See, I have way too much there. Again, we want to do small, fine adjustments. It's tilting too far. It's pretty good right there. I'm going to lock that in. All right. But you see how now it's falling forward. That can happen whenever you make an adjustment to one spot. It can affect the other one. So you just kind of have to be patient with it and see, it's wanting to rock forward. So I need to change my plate. Pull it back a little bit, and that's pretty good. So I'm gonna lock that in right there. The rule of thumb and how you know when your gimbal is balanced is when you put it in any position, it'll stay in that position. So right now, you can see that it's not 100% good. Very, very minute, but it makes all the difference in a perfect balance for the gimbal. So the goal is to get it locked in to where whenever you move it in any direction, it should stay relatively in that direction. Now the last and final adjustment that you have to make is this bottom one here. And this one's kind of tough to do. A lot of people, and I would recommend this, is using the side of the table or hang it off the edge of something to give it the most sturdiness that you can, but you can do it with your hand here like such. So what you do is you want to move it to the side like this, and as you can see, it wants to dip down. So what I need to do is I need to make the adjustment here and push this bar forward like so. And now you see it wants to dip forward a little bit, so I want to push it back pretty much there. All right, I think that's going to be good. So now I'm going to tighten that down. So now you see this doesn't want to go forward or back, it will stay in that level position just like so. Now our gimbal is 100% stabilized and balanced, and I turn it on now. Everything looks good, and now my gimbal is perfectly balanced and I'm ready to go shoot on it. These things, while they're tough at first, about 15-20 minutes or so, and you should be able to get the points adjusted correctly. And then as you get faster and more comfortable with it, you should be able to do it in like literally like 1 or 2 minutes. It does change when you use different gear setups on them. I've seen people make cheat sheets with all of the numbers that you'll see on all of the gimbals that kind of shows them their placement. I kind of just feel it out. I don't really write it all down, because if I don't have the cheat sheet with me and I'm not remembering it, what's the point of the cheat sheet? So the biggest thing with these, again, is the micro adjustments. Making big adjustments is only gonna make it that much tougher for you and only frustrate you that much more. So that's pretty much it for today's video. It was a quick, easy how to balance your gimbal, and I think that there are 1,000,001 of these videos out there, but it just is who you like to listen to. So hopefully you guys enjoyed listening to me, and if you did, make sure that you go and like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell, get all the notifications for my weekly Friday releases. We are talking everything filmmaking on this channel, and if you like what you see, make sure that you come and see me next week when I think I'm gonna be doing a photography challenge with my son. I'm not sure yet, but I'm hoping that's what you guys are gonna see next week. And in the meantime, you guys stay tuned and you guys stay classy. Peace out.